The richest man I know doesn't own his house, doesn't own his car, doesn't even own the company that pays for his life. On paper, he owns almost nothing. And that is exactly why he is untouchable. Most people spend their whole life trying to earn more, a bigger salary, a bigger number, and they never realize the number was never the thing keeping them safe. You make $1 million a year and lose all of it in one lawsuit, one divorce, one bad year, one tax bill you never saw coming. Because earning money and keeping money are two completely different games. And nobody teaches you the second one. School definitely doesn't. So today, I will. I have built companies. I have sold them. I have made more money than I ever thought I would. And everything changed for me. The day I stopped asking, how do I make more? And started asking, how do the wealthy actually hold it? There are three structures the wealthy use to protect, to grow, and to pass on. What they build, three quiet architectures hiding underneath. Almost every fortune by the end of this video, you will see all three. Not as theory, but as something you can actually use. Quick, honest note. Before we go deeper, I am not your accountant. Nothing here is personal financial advice, and none of this is about hiding money in some shady island account. These are legal frameworks written into a tax code used by the wealthy every single day. The framework that I will give you, the specifics for your life, you build with a good professional deal. Good. The wall, structure one, I call it the wall. Imagine you have built something, a business, online content creation business, affiliate marketing. There are so many businesses these days, even cleaning business for that matter. Some property, okay? A bit of wealth. Most people pile it all into one basket. The business they run every day sits in the very same place as everything they own. And here is the problem. The business is where the risk lives. A customer slips, a deal goes wrong, someone sues, and because everything is in one basket, they don't just come for just the business, they come for everything. The wealthy do the opposite. They build a wall. On one side, the business does the work, takes the risk, makes the money. On the other side, a separate company quietly owns the valuable things, the property, the savings, the brand. So when trouble comes, and trouble always comes, it hits the working side. And the wall protects everything behind it. That's a holding company. Understand? Holding company. It doesn't sell anything. It doesn't do anything. It just owns and protects. And no, this isn't just for Google or giant corporations. If you run a profitable business and you own anything, be that a property, be that goodwill, worth protecting, this is for you. One honest thing, a holding company doesn't magically delete your taxes. What it does is let your money move and grow. More efficiency behind the wall, protection first, tax efficiency second. Anyone who tells you it erases tax is lying to you. See, there are tax havens out there. There is no denying about it. Dubai used to be one of them. But lately, I have realized that Dubai is even charging 9% of corporate tax, something like that. Anyway, the point here is, in a country like Australia, where I live, there are taxes, for example, CGT, capital gain tax, that will demand almost 50% of your profits when you sell a business. So for example, if I have opened a business and I've spent, let's say, $100,000 to start that business, by the end, let's say I've spent 5 years, and in the end, when I'm selling that business gives me 2 million, okay? So understand the calculation here. 100,000 was my investment, 1.9 million is the profit, and government would want half of it. Now that is capital gain tax, and you have to be extremely smart. Otherwise, before you know, all your hard work for the years you've spent, for some, it would have been a business they started when they were 18-year-old and they wanted to sell it when they're 68. That is 50 years of hard work. 50 years of hard work, and whatever you make, half goes to CGT. Okay? So understand, you need to be extremely structured. And when you are structured, you will be able to save it. Let me ask you something. If you owned a golden goose that laid golden eggs, would you sell the goose just to get some cash? Of course not, right? But that's exactly what most people do with their wealth. They build something valuable, a portfolio, a business, a customer base, a property. And the moment they need money, they sell it. And the second they sell, two things happens here. They lose the golden goose, so it can never grow for them again. And also, the profit or the money they received, half goes to the taxman. So the wealthy found a different way. Instead of selling the goose, they borrow against it. They go to a bank and say, here is my portfolio, lend me against it. And the bank does at a low rate, because the wealth is right there as security. They get the cash. They never sell, so they pay no capital gain tax. And the golden goose keeps laying eggs, keeps growing the whole time. Buy, borrow, and never kill the goose. Let me connect the dots for you. Okay, I can already hear it through the screen, through my camera. You're saying that's fine for billionaires. 10 years ago, you would be right. You need $10 million to get a line like this. But that barrier is gone. Today, ordinary platforms offer these lines to people with 100,000 in their portfolio. The door that used to be locked is open now. But interest rates are high. True, that is also true. So do the maths with me, slowly. If you sell, you might lose 30% instantly to the tax. If you borrow, you might pay 6 to 7% a year. And your asset keeps growing the whole time. A small going cost instead of a huge permanent loss. That is the difference between thinking like a worker and thinking like an owner. And I won't lie to you, there is a risk. Borrow too much, and if the market falls hard, the bank can call the loan. So the wealthy borrow very carefully. A small slice, never the whole thing. Leverage respected is a tool. Leverage abused is a trap. And here is the thing I really want you to understand, because it's bigger. It's bigger than any single trick. Look at what these structures actually do. The wall separates you from risk, from your assets. The lever separates your cash from selling what you own. Every single one is about separation. Ordinary people pile everything together. Their name, their money, their property, their assets, their risk, all in one place, all exposed. The wealthy separate everything. They split who controls a whole thing from who owns it. They split the risk from the reward. And that separation is the whole secret. It's not that they have more, it's that what they have is built like a fortress instead of a pile, right? Please let this land. There is a structure in place. So wealthy does understand how to manage their cash, how to manage their assets, how to manage their liabilities, their goodwill, okay? Wealthy do understand that if they are not careful with wealth, wealth is a flow. Before they know, it will be gone. Before they know, it will have itself exposed, right? You keep wealth like your girlfriend. You keep wealth like your wife. You keep wealth like your girl that you love, your partner. Understand what I'm trying to say. Do not expose it, okay? Keep it secure. Keep walls around it. Pack it up. Everything so far protects you while you are alive. But the wealthy think further than that. You think in generations, okay? A trust is a kind of vault. You take the things you own and you place them inside. We need to understand a trust is a great way of keeping your taxes low, keeping your taxes under reach, keeping it within your hands, okay? It's like a vault, and inside that vault, something strange happens. You no longer legally own anything. The vault does, the trust does. You simply control how they are used, and so they are protected. And because you no longer own them on paper, when you pass away, they are no mess. There is no mess. They're not messy. No probate, no strangers picking through your life's work. It moves quietly, it moves safely to the people you love. That's it. Nice and easy. Okay, let's move on. One honest distinction, because most videos get this wrong. There are two kinds of vaults. A revocable one and irrevocable one. You truly let go of. You give up control. And in return, you get the deepest protection. There is more moat, costs more freedom. That is the trade. So let's bring it all together. Three structures. The wall that protects what you have built. The lever that lets you use your wealth without destroying it. And the vault that carries it beyond you. But the real lesson isn't the three structures. It's in the mind behind them. The wealthy doesn't just earn, they architect. They don't ask, how do I get more? They ask, how do I hold it? How do I protect it and pass it on? And the beautiful thing, the thing school never told you, is that this was never about being born rich. It's about thinking like an owner, starting today with whatever you have. And yes, building this properly might cost a few thousand in a good advice, but understand what that is. It's not a control, it's structural insurance. One lawsuit, one court battle can cost 10 times more. The wealthy doesn't see the fee, they see the fortress. So here is what I want you to take with you. Wealth was never about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, how well you protect it, and how far it can reach after you are gone. The rich aren't playing a harder game. They are playing a different one altogether. And now you have seen the board, right? Build quietly, protect what matters, and never again confuse looking rich with being rich. I will see you at the top.